here. My name is Shika. I do videos on hair, beauty, and lifestyle luxury. As you can see by the title of today's video, I am doing a quick little tutorial on how to achieve this quick weave closure using Ebin Wonder Lace Bond Spray. So before we jump into the video, I did want to give you guys a few deets on this spray, which I love. I did find this on someone's TikTok. I came across this girl's TikTok. I do not know her name. If I did, I definitely would tell you guys. She was just basically pulling her closure like, it won't move, it won't move, it won't move. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get that. I gotta get that. So I actually went to one of my local beauty supply stores here in Atlanta, and I saw this. I do know that they do come into 2 sizes, so this is more like a small travel size, and I'm like, well, let me just get this one just in case I don't like it, just because, you know, sometimes people say anything to like, oh, this is the best new thing, and they just tried it that day, so they haven't really like used it for like 30 days or 2 weeks, so they really don't know how it is. So I say all that to say, I thought baby girl was faking, but she wasn't. She really wasn't. Like, this stuff is like lace crack. Like, this holds my lace down so good. Like, I don't know if y'all can see, like, it's looking like scalp. It's giving you very much so scalp, honey. And this stuff holds it down. Like, I'm not really a sweaty person. I'm more so, I don't create sweat. I more create like natural oils. Well, we all have natural oils. But like if it's warm, like my natural, I get really oily, like in my T-zone area, and my forehead gets super oily. So using this my first time, I had a different hairstyle, and I just quickly bought it to basically lay down that hairstyle. But that hairstyle was like already done, and I've already had used my regular like regimen on how I install my closures. So I'm like, well, maybe this stuff is just working because I do have other stuff that's like on my lace that's helping it lay down. No, girl, no. I finally used this stuff for this install, and I didn't use no other product as far as for my lace. And this stuff is holding it down. Like, you cannot lift this lace up at all. Wind blowing, girl, my lace is not showing at all. So yes, this stuff does dry quick. You're gonna see in the video, all I did was spray it on top, and then I just sprayed it on top, and then I just used my rat tail comb and, you know, to basically just like mash it down. And then I just used my blow dryer. I did put it on like cooling. Yeah, I did put my blow dryer on cooling for a few seconds, and it dries immediately. It doesn't leave any flakes, like residue, no, nothing. Like, I love this stuff. And a lot of stuff irritates my skin. Like, I really have sensitive skin. So this stuff works wonders. I guess that's why it's called Wonder Lace Bond. This stuff really works wonders. Like, it's not like my lace is not going anywhere. I don't feel any residue. It's not like crusty, white. Like, look at that natural finish. Like, it just gives you a natural finish. And then when I use my like edge control or anything, it's not like making it greasy or oily where it's making it lift. Like, it's still there. So I say that to say, girl, go out and get you some. Like I said, if you don't trust me, you don't believe me or other videos, at least try it for yourself. And like I said, this one was nothing but like I said before, they do have a big can and they have the smaller one, and the smaller one is about $3. The bigger one is about $8. And I was reading the front of each of them, and there wasn't really a difference in, you know, maybe one has a stronger hold. So I just was like, well, let me just pick one up, and I just picked the yellow one. But after the fact I did get the yellow one, I did come across someone else's video where they were saying the yellow actually is for, I believe, a weekly spray, and the red one is for more of a daily spray, something like that. I can't really remember, but this one works good. I use it once in my install. From my last install, it actually stayed for about 2.5 weeks. So this stuff works good. I didn't have to like keep spraying every day. No, nothing. Didn't have to keep like touching up. I just put my scarf on at night and just went on by my day once I woke up the next day. So I don't see really much of, I haven't used them both to know if there's a difference, but maybe in the future, once I'm done with this can, I might use the red just to see the difference. But yeah, so far this one has been great, has been amazing. So yeah, like I said again, if you don't believe me, definitely go out and try this for yourself. It's only $3. So now we can definitely jump into the video, and you're going to watch me install this whole entire look. And definitely let me know in the comments what you think, which part you enjoyed, and if you wanted to know more information on anything. So the first thing you want to do is take alcohol or something of that sort. I did witch hazel to just remove any grease or oils, or as you can see, I have on makeup, so I'm just removing all my makeup from my edges. You want to make sure that it's very clean. The next thing you want to take is any edge control. I use the pink edge booster and just made sure that my edges were slicked back before I put on my cap. Slick back real good. Sorry, I am talking to my fiance in the background. And yes, edges is just slicking back. Then you want to definitely take that cap, and I did put it over my ears because I'm going to actually cut holes, and I just want this cap to be as tight as possible. Then I did take my Got To Be and just put it all along my edges, trying to make sure that I don't get none in my eye because it's just going everywhere. So then once I'm finished with that, I definitely take my blow dryer and drying off that Got To Be, making sure that it's snug, secured, and just dry, so that when I do cut the band off of the cap, it still stays and sticks to my skin. I am going to use, those are my regular hair scissors for the slits with my ears. And now I'm just showing you the thread because I do thread all around my perimeter of my hair. So from ear to ear all the way to the back. Because I'm doing a side part, I will get to the other side, the part that has my bang. I'm so sorry. The part that has my bang, I'm going to go more in the front with that needle and thread. You're going to see, it's going to make more sense. I'm just making sure that I just thread all that through, girl. Do not miss a spot, because your back, definitely you don't want anything poking through the back, like any hair or anything like that. You just want this to be not too tight, because I am going to have a band around my head from my closure. So I'm not making it too tight, but definitely tight enough to make sure that it stays. I like my styles to last for a long time, at least 30 days. So this is something that will really make it stay. So we're gonna cut that. Add a little bit more Got To Be for when I put my tracks on there, the glue doesn't actually get onto my hair, my natural hair. So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna blow dry that, making sure that that Got To Be spray is dry, girl. You don't want no wet hairspray, because if you have a wetness, if your wefts of your tracks are wet, it will not stay. Like, it's going to be slipping, and we don't want that. We don't want no slipping tracks at all whatsoever. So yes, make sure that that hair is dry. I am taking some brow scissors to cut off the front of my cap. This is just so it's very precise And I don't like to take my big scissors and then accidentally cutting my hair. I need my edges, girl. So yes, take some brow scissors if you can. And I'm just cutting all the edge off, just making sure that everything is still laying down right. I am checking to see if it's dry. Don't cut your ear. Oh, you can see my babies. So now I am about to take my lace closure, and I did color off camera. I used the True Match in the dark tint. I sprayed that twice and then blow dried it. And then I did tie a band around the edge of the closure. So now I am going to sew the closure down. But first, I definitely just want to make sure that I have my parting in the right spot. So that's just what I'm checking right now. This parting is not cute, so this is not where we're going to end up. So don't be alarmed, don't be afraid. I'm just trying to check out my parting, making sure that my edges are tucked, making sure this closure is going over that. And I always make sure that my closure piece is a little bit over my edges, like I'm laying it down a little bit before my edges start, just because we are using that lace edge spray or lace spray, and I don't want that actual glue or anything or the spray adhesive on my natural edges, because that will make your edges come out. I don't care what nobody tell you. Any form of glue or anything, it can make your edges come out, and no, I don't need my edges to be falling out, girl. So yes, I'm trying to get that side part together, making sure that it is crisp. I know it's looking crazy right now, but we is getting there. Yes, look how clean that part is getting, girl. And you can part yours any kind of way. I do curve my part because I did want a nice little deep part, nice little deep side part, not too deep, you know, not like a big old swoop type. So now I am taking that needle and thread again. And if you didn't notice before, I use brown thread because when I'm trying to remove my quick weaves and my closures, I need to see the difference of my hair in the actual thread. So I always use brown thread. So I do start in the middle of the back of the closure, and then I just go from one side, finish with that one side, and then I go back into the middle of the back of the closure and go to the other side, as you can see. While I'm doing this, I do make sure that the thread, I'll like tie a knot in it. Probably I would say every other thread I go through, I tie a knot. Like I try to put it through the middle of the thread so that it can create a knot, because I don't want it to slip or slide off. I don't want my thread, because your thread is going to get loose the longer and longer that you wear your style. So I don't want when it's getting loose in one spot and it just messes up the whole entire closure. So I just make sure that I do try and go through and have a few knots here and there. So I would say every 2 times that I go through with the thread, I'll try to create a knot. Excuse my faces when I'm doing my hair, because I know I'll be looking crazy. But we is getting it, girl. And as you can see, that band, it does stay on along my edges, and I like it because it does, I feel like it protects my edges from, like, if I'm putting the glue on my hair, well, not actually on my hair, but putting the tracks in that area, like in the front, it won't touch my actual edges because I do have that band there. So that's another tip. And this band does make the actual closure stay, like it makes it stay in place. So yes, girl, if you want that closure to stay in place and you don't want it shifting and moving, shaking and jiving, make sure you put that band on. And if you guys want a more detailed video on how I sew that band down onto the closure, just let me know in the comments. I definitely will make that. So we are almost done with this closure. Thank goodness, because this part I barely be able to see what I'm doing. I just be sewing it down. And now I'm just going to make sure I tie that knot and cut that thread off. And then I'm just combing through to make sure that any like loose hair that got into the thread is out, you know, just making sure that all the hair is just in a correct place that it's supposed to be in, not tied up in no thread. So this is the curly texture that my hair came in. It's like a natural loose curl. I am going to use the 30-second glue. I did wash my bundles, and these actually were pre-used bundles, so I've already washed them, and they're a little bit straight now. You guys are gonna see it's a little bit wavy, a little bit straight. So first track I am putting along the edge of my head, making sure that that track is secure, because that's the first track, girl. That's the one that's in the back. You don't want it slipping and sliding. And yes, you definitely got to be very delicate and when you're touching the hair, just because the glue sometimes don't be instantly drying. I know it say 30 seconds, but sometimes it does not instantly dry depending on how much that you use on the weft. So some areas like the edges and the corners of the tracks, the glue, like you just got to make sure that you're being very mindful when you're pulling or trying to detangle the hair or anything like that. So make sure that them corners is sticking down, laying down. And you're just gonna keep doing this. I'm doing it more so like, I guess you would say in a moon shape, just because I am doing a side part. So that's why I'm doing it like this. And like I said, my wefts are actually pre-cut because this is my second install with this hair. And yes, as you can see, you can use quick weave hair more than once, so don't let nobody tell you otherwise. And some of my wefts are still like a little bit damp. They weren't wet, they were just like a little bit damp. So you'll see I'm drying it throughout this video, just making sure that everything is staying in place. It's not wet, it won't move. And because like I said, I'm not trying to be embarrassed one day you shaking your head and then your tracks are slipping. Like, that's not cute at all. So yes, we are getting it done. And this is actually really quick. Like, I love quick weaves. This is all I wear. If you know me, you know this is all I wear. It's my quick weaves. And like I said, they do last about a month and a half. I would say within a month and a half, I might have to tighten up a few ends one time, but that's about it. Other than that, I'm just on the go. I wrap my hair every night so that it stays in place. And I know you've seen from my previous videos, I always say make sure that you have a clean scarf so that you're not getting any of that old residue from your old previous styles inside of your new style. So yes. And we are just filling up this gap from the closure to the tracks. You just want to make sure that there are no spacings because I am using a tan, a lighter colored cap. So you want your tracks to be as close as possible so that when the wind blows or anything, you're not seeing like the color of your cap or anything. You don't want people seeing through your head like that. That's not cute. So you just want to make sure every space is filled up. And it's really coming along real nice. I'm liking it so far. Some of the pieces are a little longer than the other ones, so I am cutting it. That's why you'll see sometimes I'm measuring some of the extra long pieces to make sure that I don't put too much glue because I may not use up one part of the weft. So I'll cut it off. And any excess tracks or wefts that I have left over, I always make sure I put them back inside of a bag because you just never know when you might need it later. And don't worry about this piece of tanness that you're seeing, like piece of cap that you're seeing off to the right, because that part is going to get filled in. I'm just taking these to the like as close as possible, but I'm not touching the closure yet because my last about, I would say 2 tracks probably are going to be right at the closure, right at the edge of the closure, covering all of that up. So, and you'll see that. So we are really filling this in, girl. I am loving it so far. This hair is really full. I really love this hair. So this hair, actually, I know someone's going to probably ask. This hair is from my old hair company, which I definitely have been considering bringing back. I'm just not for sure yet. So if you would like to order any of it, just let me know. I'll definitely will be able to get you some. But I love this hair. I also have deeper textures, like a deeper curl pattern, but I decided to just use the loose kind this time because before, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see that I actually had like a more wavy, wet and wavy look for my birthday. So that's why I decided to use this texture. So right now I'm just putting the glue on the hair and we're gonna finish this up. Yes. And I know this was looking a little wild in the beginning, but as you guys seen at the beginning of this video, we are gonna press this out and she is gonna be sleek, bone straight, sexy. We are getting there. Clearly I'm feeling it. Look at me dancing. Because I already see the vision in my head. If y'all didn't know, I'm like, yes, like this is really coming together, girl, just like we envisioned. And these, see how I'm getting closer to the edge and how I put that weft there to close that right on up. And now you don't see no cap in the front. No cap at all. So now we are down to our last few pieces and to close up the back. Yes, finally we are are done. Yes, girl, you're finished. Arms might be a little bit tired, but we made it, y'all. We got it done. And now I'm looking like Scar from Lion King. Now I'm going to flat iron my hair off camera and do my final touches back in just a second. Now we're back. Everything is pressed and laid, and I'm about to use my lace spray to lay the final edges down, make sure that everything is in place. So I'm just going to spray just on the cap that's on the edges. A little bit in the front, in between my part. And now along the edges again. And I kind of spray like 2 coats, I guess you would say. Taking my rat tail comb, making sure that I press down all of the lace, make sure nothing is lifting up. Everything is flat on my skin. Making sure that everything stays secure, girl, because can't be having the wind blowing and your lace lifting. Now I'm going to take my blow dryer and put it on cooling, the setting cooling, and just blow dry the edges, which only takes about a few seconds. Yes, honey. Making sure that thing is dry and lay down. Fix everything again back into place. And now I'm going to take my LA Hold hair spritz and make sure that my actual hair is just laid down. All right, ladies, that is the ending of my video. And like I said before, let me know in the comments what you thought. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you later, gorgeous. Bye.